We are going to make ribbon wind socks. Yay! Here's a couple of them. The items that you're going to need are a sewing hoop or embroidery hoop, and these are the ones that have the inner ring and the outer ring. You're going to need some type of glue. You can use hot glue or tacky glue. You're going to need a nice sharp scissors and lots of ribbon. Yay! Let's get started. So, choose what size ring that you want, and then separate the outer ring from the inner ring and set the outer ring aside. And then start just gathering your ribbon, and you can have it be even at the bottom, like so, or you can have it be uneven. I prefer a little bit of uneven because I think it's just kind of fun. And we'll start with a yellow ribbon. And you have to do it like twice the size of how long you want it. And this does take quite a bit of ribbon. So what I typically do is every time I go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's or any place that sells ribbon, look for the sales that they have. Because a lot of the times they'll have clearances because, you know, one color is in season this time and another color is in season, you know, maybe next month or something. And you can just start by cutting similar lengths of, you know, the ribbon. Woohoo! And this part takes the longest, and I would recommend cutting all the ribbon first so that once you start gluing, you can just do that very quickly. And sometimes you don't have enough for a whole piece, but we can use some of those later. Now I'll pick a light blue and light purple. And this I would say, whoops, okay, that's not a full piece. This I would say is one of the longest things, literally, one of the longest procedures of this craft is just prepping and getting everything ready and cutting all of the pieces. Now, some of you may be asking, well, how many pieces of ribbon do I need for this particular craft? Well, the large one that I've made took about a little over 30, and the small yellow one took about 15 or 16. So just depending on the size of the hoop that you use, that will determine how many pieces of ribbon. And that's just hit or miss. Like this one would probably take about 70 or 75 because we do use extra strips of ribbon for the top to decorate and make it look all fancy and everything. So, like I said, this takes a lot of ribbon, so... And ribbon can get kind of expensive. Some of these were 50 cents. Others were $2, just depending on the style. This was $2.99. This is kind of decorative. So just depending on where you get it, and if you can get it on clearance or on sale, I would highly, highly recommend it. You can also go to Goodwill or the Salvation Army, any kind of thrift store that you have, or better yet, garage sales. Well, you know, sometimes people are going to sell big boxes of crafting items for like $1 a bag or something. So, I mean, this is the perfect opportunity to just start hunting those garage sales and thrift stores and clearance racks for any type of ribbon for this project. Yay. Now, make sure when you're looking at ribbon to buy that you pay attention to whether or not it has wire in the ribbon, because if it has the wire in the ribbon like this one does, it's not the best to use for the wind sock, because the wind sock, you really want it to be flowy and everything, and this would make it a little bit rigid. So this, even though it looks cool, I'm not going to use this one because I want my wind sock to be very fluid in the wind. So, now another word, if you are going to use a hot glue gun, make sure that the ribbon that you get is not polyester, because polyester is plastic and the ribbon will melt if you try to use it with hot glue. Yay! Once we have all the ribbon that we need for this crafting project cut, now you can begin. we are going to start gluing it onto the inner ring. But before I get started, I want to show you, if you want to do this craft with children, pre-cut about 30 pieces per child for the small rings of the ribbon. And what you have them do, it's very simple. Just have them take a piece of the ribbon, loop it through, and then just do 2 knots. It's very simple, very quick. And they just do this all the way around. Yay! And then when they're finished, then they have a beautiful windsock made with ribbons, and then I'll show you at the end how to attach the hanging ribbons for the windsock so that you can hang it up outside or in your home. So now let's get started with gluing. So the first thing you need to do is take the ribbon and loop it through. And then you take your crafting glue and put it on the outer edge of the ring. And just put a small spot. And then hold this for about 10 seconds. And as you're holding it, you can loop another one through. Add some more glue. And then put this one in place. And this goes fairly quickly once you sort of get the hang of it. Now, I would not recommend pre-gluing the entire thing and then looping it through, because when you do that, the ribbon will get glue all over the edges that are going to hang down here. And you really want to keep your ribbon as clean as possible during this process so you don't get a whole lot of glue on it. Okay, this is what it looks like so far. It's all glued and secured to the outside of the inner ring. Okay, so now I have finished gluing all of the ribbons onto the inner ring. I will let this sit for about 15 minutes, and while that's sitting, I'll show you how to embellish and prep the outer ring. Next, you're going to need 5 pieces of ribbon and the outer ring as well as some glue. Put the glue on the inside, bottom, outside, and top all the way around. And then take the piece of ribbon and fold it around. And then once you press it down, then you add a little bit more glue here. And then bring it back around. And you're going to do this for each of the 4 ribbons. For this fold, since it is a bit tricky, I've put office clips onto each particular fold on the top of them so that they will dry securely and not come undone, since it does take a little bit, since we are using so much glue, since it does take a little bit for it to dry. Okay, after you've taken all the clips off and it has dried completely, then you need to get another piece of ribbon ready to go and glue all around the edge of the outer ring with glue. And then after you've glued the entire edge, you're going to take the ribbon and lay the ribbon on top of that, and it will create a beautiful finishing touch. This is what it looks like once the ribbon is glued to the outside. Now we are going to finish the ribbon wind catcher. This is now completely dry. Yay! Isn't it gorgeous? And the top portion almost finished. So, take all the ribbons that you have attached to the top and hold the bottom firmly and pull up so that you can get the ribbons even. Then take the ribbons about halfway up and tie them, loop them around and grab them from the middle and create a nice little loop so that when you hang it up you have these nice little ribbons hanging down. Yay. Take this bottom portion, so hold it firmly and make sure that this top part is all the way loose so that it will easily slide over. And put them together. Make sure that all the edges are even. Then you tighten the tightening rod. Then, once it is firm, then you have your finished ribbon windsock. Yay! Isn't it fun? Woohoo! Well, I hope you all have enjoyed seeing how I make my version of a ribbon windsock, and I hope that you all will gather a bunch of ribbon, and if not this year, maybe next year, and you make your own ribbon windsock for your own family and for your own Beltane celebration. Yay! Blessed be and have a fabulous Sabbat. Bye-bye.